You had said it's much better to overdo your protein than underdo it. First, I want to ask why. And second, is there a threshold or limit at which your body can no longer absorb any more protein and the rest will go to waste?
So the first one is, it is more practical to highball protein than underdo it. There's big body composition benefits to higher protein intakes. And that's because protein directly supports lean mass. It is the most satiating macronutrient. And it is the most conducive to shifting the energy balance in the direction of body fat reduction. So the larger problem at the population level is too much body fat. One of the simple things is just keep protein on the higher end. It's very difficult to consume too much protein because for a number of reasons, it's economically infeasible. When clients come to you, they're almost never like eating too much protein at the time that they seek your help. They have trouble hitting their protein goals usually. And that's because they're just tanking down a ton of the rest of the stuff that they don't necessarily need high amounts of. That's the story with protein. Like if you engage a high protein diet, you almost spontaneously drive down the amount of carbohydrate and fat that you eat. And you're more satiated, so hunger is under better control. Hunger control is really sort of the beast. It's the big thing with being able to lower body fat and prevent body fat gain. And protein is probably the most powerful tool for that. Whatever amount of protein that you eat, for all intents and purposes, like none of it's going to, in quotes, go to waste. Mm-hmm. Like we can always oxidize fuels for energy, whether it's protein, carbohydrate, or fat, or whatever. But the protein that you consume, you would need to consume an unreasonable amount of protein in order for it to, in quotes, go to waste. You'd have to be in hypercaloric conditions. In other words, you'd have to be running a net caloric surplus over the course of days and weeks and stuff in order for a high protein intake to be a bad thing, because it has to be a part of an overall context where you're eating too much of everything. Mm-hmm. But then again, it goes right back to the fact that if you're eating a high protein diet, there will be this tendency to eat lower carbohydrate and lower fat anyway. So it's kind of this self-regulating thing.